Hi, can you hear me? If you can hear me, say hi. Okay, nice. Okay, so um, hopefully we get more people to join as soon as possible. So I think I'll just start right away. Okay, this is going to be very quick. You know, we're not gonna waste so much time. I'm just gonna go straight into the stuff. Just a minute. Okay, I hope you can hear me clearly, right? If you can hear me clearly, can you say yes? Type yes. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get right straight to it. Okay. Okay, so basically, I was talking about this basically is about three simple tricks um, for trading. So the purpose of this round is basically just to, because basically we're in the bull market or we're in the bull season, and all season is about to start because the BTC dominance is really falling. So currently it's at 57 and it's still going down. So what that means, altcoin season is almost here. That's a huge opportunity for everyone to make money, right? So I'm just gonna get straight into those three simple tricks. So three major things that anyone can use to start getting trend. So that's the first thing is basically trend. So trend is very important. You know, it's impossible for you to try and think about um, tokens going up when we are in a bear season. And it's kind of like impossible for you to think about cryptos going down when we're in a bull season. In fact, most times, if tokens want to go down in a bull season, they don't necessarily do what we call um, falling, right? What they do mostly is basically pull back. And the pullback is different from when the price of a token sort of bearish. So even sometimes when a token price is sort of trying to go down or trying to reduce after it makes a run, it's most times a pullback. So sometimes the pullback can be short, sometimes it can be a long pullback. Sometimes this totally depends on the momentum of the token anyway. So in those cases, it's usually a pullback. So as I speak to you currently, anyways, we're in a bull season. So what that means is that we're in a bull trend. So the trend currently is kind of like bullish. But then most times for you to start trading, the first thing you need to do once you decide the token that you want to trade, the first thing that you do is to check the trend of that token. And how do you do this? So first, you pick any token of your choice, basically. So currently, I'm in XRP. I mean, I totally bought XRP right here. I bought XRP at this range right here, and that's because I already told everyone in the group that XRP was about to break out. But if it fails, and that means I was going to buy in at the price that I had, the chart that I did earlier, I think like 2 days ago, 1.55, $1.50. But fortunately for me, um, it sort of succeeded in breaking off that roof, and so I bought out this yellow mark. Right, what that means is right now I'm in a huge profit. Fortunately for me, so let me just use SRP to try and show you now. what you need to do basically when you're trying to look at trend is you pick any token of your choice. I think I'll just pick another token that does not have any marking, something like sort of like plain. Unfortunately, I have a lot of my tokens. they're quite, they're quite having some sort of analysis already. Okay, so let's use BNB. So how do you recognize trend basically? So you pick a token of your choice, and what you do is you need to basically change your time frame. Go to something like a day. You pick a token of your choice. You change your time frame to daily time frame, right there, and then you sort of you sort of like uh, shrink the view in order you can like zoom out the view just for you to be able to see the bigger picture. So it's important that you see the entire pictures, a bigger picture of a token for you to be able to understand what the current trend of the token is. And you'll be able to do that using any of the bigger time frame. So you can do it with the daily time frame, you can do it with the weekly time frame. It's very important. So, but in this case, of course, I'm using the daily time frame. So that enables me to be able to zoom out and see what's happening with the entire chart. So when you look at these, right, this is uh, this is BNB, of course. Now I'm just going to um, hold on. I'm just gonna hide all this. So basically, what I'm doing with my stuff is I try to identify where rejections and supports are on my charts. That's so I do that a lot. It sort of helps me to know where to buy or where to sell and that sort of thing. And it also enables me to be able to plan for the next move of any token. So now I have a clear plan chart, right? And so after you zoom in, remember you go on a bigger time frame from a daily time frame upwards. You zoom in. The moment you zoom in, you're able to see the entire thing in one view, right? And so when you look at this, you can see what the chart of BNB looks like. So first, from here, first, this is obviously when BNB debut. This is like 2018. So I'm going to need a trend line. So you go here and you choose the trend line tool, right? So first, you can see that this is where BNB sort of started trading, and from the here to here, it was all like a flat line, right? But from this part up until this part, we have so you draw a trend line. So say from here upward, that's obviously a move upward. Okay, that's a move upward. So that's the first trend line. And after this part, what happened next was that when BNB reached the top here, and that was $695 in 2021. So what happened is it started to fall, and so you draw another trend line like this, and so that's the second trend line, which means BNB started to fall the moment it sort of peaked out at 690 something dollars. Okay, and from here you draw another trend line. So this was like the bottom at 2021. This was 22 May 2021. This was the bottom. It bottomed out at this point, and so from here it started to go up again. So you draw another trend line like this, and then it topped out here as well, and this was $670 or thereabout, and that was in November 2021. That's another trend line. And next, from there, it started to fall again. So I'm going to draw another trend line up to this point. Here, it bottomed out at $186, and this was in 2022. Okay, so then I try to move, and from this point here, It didn't exactly go up, or neither did it really make any sort of big move, of course, right? It was just a bit of ranging. It was just ranging all the way, kind of like a flat movement, of course, right? And so there's really nothing to see there. And I'm going to move again. Now, something interesting happened from 2023, specifically at August 21, 2020, right? That was the year, or that was the time, or that was kind of like the last bottom price of BNB, and that was at $197. Okay, and from this price, what happened is that the price of BNB never went below $197 from this point. It never went below here from this point. Okay, from here, what you can see clearly was that uh, BNB just started to go up from this point. And that gives you kind of like your final trend line, all right? Which means that from 2023, August 21, BNB has been in an uptrend, all right? So, and this is what it looks like. This is basically what that looks like. So, it's been in an uptrend since 21st August 2023. BNB started from $197, and now currently BNB is at 689. So when you look at the trend line that I have here, it means that from this point, BNB started to go up in an uptrend. And so what that tells me is that from 2023 to 2024, BNB has been in an uptrend. And for you, really, what you want to do is you want to trade in an uptrend. At least if you're kind of like a bull person anyways and not a bear. But a bull, what you want to do most times is try to look at what the trend is looking says. Is the trend a uptrend? If it's an uptrend, then that means it's a good time for you to trade. What that means is that as the price of BNB starts to go up, you're not going to experience some sort of huge fall or price fall, so to say, right? Of course, provided you sort of catch the bottom of the price. Then, either way, it will always be like it will always go up because the entire market sentiment or the entire market picture is basically an uptrend type. And so for me, what I'm seeing here is that BNB has been in an uptrend since that time. And so what I think about is that okay, fine, BNB is bullish, right? When a token is in an uptrend, it is bullish. When a token is in a downtrend, then it is bearish. It's as simple as that, right? So it means the market is basically good for me to get in, because it's an uptrend, right? And I can sort of decide to go into that token and buy at a convenient price. Now, that takes me to the next thing. How do you determine what is a convenient price to buy a token? Now, at that point, what you need to do is you need to change your time frame. You need to change your time frame to like an hour. So we use like a 1 hour time frame. It depends basically. Sometimes you can also use 4 hours time frame. It totally depends on you. So, but for me, really, I sort of like to use in between 1 hour and 4 hours timeline. Now, one thing about 1 hour timelines is it sort of gives you the opportunity to be able to do a repeat trade over and over and over again, so, and it also enables you to be able to sort of do what we call day trading, really, because I mean, think about it. You have like a 24 1 hour in a day. So it means that if you enter into a trade, all you need to do is just count in your hours, and maybe in the next 4 or 5 hours, you're you're okay to take a profit off one of your trade, and then you can go on rinse and repeat, or go into another token and do the same thing, right? It's like that. So now, I've been able to sort of do a trend line using a bigger time frame, but also you can still also. So first, what that does is it gives me a general look or general sentiment around the market, right? Which means that the market is bullish, basically, right? So with that, I'm okay. That's the first thing. So the next thing is basically for me to go into a lower time frame, so maybe 1 hour or 4 hours. Let's say I go into 4 hours time frame and I try to see what my trend line is looking like in that small time frame. And you can see as I start to throw, I'm sort of going through backwards, my none of the movement, the price action of BNB has gone below my trend line, right? Again, that's the confirmation that BNB is currently in an uptrend. All right, you can see if I go backwards or back in time, the price didn't really fall below the trend line that I have there, right? And so I'm just trying to confirm in a smaller time frame, and that's what you do. You go into a smaller time frame and try to confirm again. Is my trend, is it perfect or is it incorrect, right? You need to be able to understand and know that the trend line or your trend which you've drawn is exactly perfect. And so now that I'm in a smaller time frame, which is 4 hours, trying to confirm my trend line, and I see okay, it's still totally fine. So the next thing that I do basically is use the RSI. So I sort of talked about the first thing, trend, and so the second thing is indicator basically, and in this case the RSI. All right, that's the second thing, and so you can see RSI is an indicator, which is a full meaning or a short form for uh, relative Stockholm index. You can usually get right here. You come here, you type relative right here, stochastic index, relative stochastic index. So this is a stochastic RSI. That's exactly what I'm using, and that's what is down here. So in case you don't have this on your chart, you need to click on indicator on trading view and type RSI, and it gives you it kind of like narrows down your search, and this is just what you need. This right here is what you need basically. All right, and it gives you this. So RSI is a very important indicator that tells you when to go in and when to go out. So more like it tells you when to buy and when to sell, right? The highest for or the highest number for RSI is 100. Okay, while the lowest is basically like think of zero, anyways, zero. So from 0 to 100, you have this movement, this down and up movement of the RSI. It goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down like that, and the cycle basically continues like that between 0 and 100. So 100 is the highest, and zero is kind of like the lowest. So basically, what this tells you is that when you see the RSI coming down towards the zero mark, it means the price of a token is falling. That's basically what it means. And so it's always kind of like a time to buy, right? And when you see the RSI going up, so it means the price of a token or the price action of any token is basically going up. And that sort of tells you you're getting near the time that you should be selling and taking profit, right? So a very important, one of the very key major important indicator is the RSI. You need it. After determining your trend, the next thing is basically for you to trade is to be able to use your RSI. So as you can see, when the price is coming down here, you can see where the RSI is. The RSI is right here at the bottom. When I sort of trace this candle right here, down here, you see this is the point where the RSI was, and this is basically kind of like 0.63. So that was a buy time. That was a time to buy. And from this point onwards, you can see exactly what happened. The RSI uh, reversed. Okay, so there was a bullish divergence or a bullish reversal of the RSI, and then the RSI started to go up. And then you can see there were a huge number of green candles that started to print. Okay, made quite a large number of green candles started to come out. Just exactly the RSI at the same time was going up, 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 up like that, right? And there's something I need to tell you at this point. When RSI is at the top, in crypto, we usually say the token is overbought. When RSI is on the low part, we usually say the token is oversold. When a token is oversold, that is a signal that the next thing that is going to happen to that token is the price action is going to start to go up, right? When a token is overbought, which means the RSI is at the top here, it means any moment from that time, the price action of the token will be bearish. And so the price of that token may start to fall, all right? And so it's very important that you understand these two major connotations from RSI. So it's not enough for you to just follow the RSI and see, okay, it's going up and down. You need to be able to understand what it means. So when the RSI again is at the bottom, the token is oversold. When it's at the top, the token is overbought. Overbought token is an indicator of bearish reversal. And an oversold token is an indicator of sooner or later bullish reversal. Okay, so that's basically what it is. If you have questions, you can just type in the chat box. Don't forget to like, just for the YouTube algorithm to be able to get this out there. You need to hit the like button. Okay, and so that will really go a long way in helping the algorithm. And if you have questions, please type it in the chat box just so I can attend to it. All right, so that's number two, RSI, being able to use the RSI to know when to buy and when to sell. So ordinarily, for example, here, you can see the RSI again here is at the bottom, low. And so at that point in time, the price of BNB was here, and that was $645. And from this point onwards, the RSI was going up a bit. Of course, that was a reversal. And the price of BNB moved from here up to this point anyways. So for someone who is basically doing a short time trading, that's enough movement for anyone to take profit, okay? Especially when you're using high leverage, really, because using high leverage means that your money sort of multiplies, your money sort of doubles up at a higher rate when you're using a smaller leverage, but of course, all that comes with its specific risk, of course, okay? So it is what it is, really. RSI is very important for you to know. So you're going to have RSI both in any of the time frame, of course. So if I change that to 1 hour time frame, I also still have my RSI. And you can see clearly that the RSI for different time frames is not exactly the same thing. So the RSI movement for 1 hour time frame is different from the one in 4 hour time frame. You can see the location of the RSI indicator for the 4 hour time frame. And when I change that to 1 hour time frame, you can see where the RSI indicator is. It's already gone up previously here. So it was already topped out here, and that was at $664. And now there was a bearish divergence or bearish reversal, and the RSI is clearly showing that it's starting to come down. Okay, so which means that you have to wait till the RSI reaches here, okay, reaches the lowest point. It could be zero, it could be 2 point, it could be 1 point, basically, and that tells you it's time to buy. Okay, so it's as simple as that, really. That's just how you follow the RSI indicator to be able to trade, or to be able to know when to buy and when to sell. So when and you can see, so for me, for example, what this means is that I practically have to wait. I have to wait because now it shows clearly that the price of BNB is falling after it topped out here. Now there's a bearish divergence, and so it's starting to fall. And so I wait till my till the stuff till it gets here, till my RSI indicator gets to the bottom, or till it bottoms out, and I will go back to the moment it bottoms out, I can clearly buy, or it means go buy for me. So that's a clear signal for me to buy BNB at that point. And then I wait for it to for the bullish divergence of the RSI again in order for me to sell once I get to the top here again. So that's the way it is, really. And so that's the second thing that you need. First, again, you identify the trend. You don't want to be trending. You don't want to be trading in a bearish trend. You want to be trading, or you want to be buying, especially when you're doing spot trading. If you're doing leverage trading, you can practically sell and buy regardless of the trend, regardless of the market trend, regardless of the token trend. You can always trade if you're doing leverage trading, or maybe like you're buying perpetual contracts. You can trade with either in a bearish trend, or you can in a bullish trend. But if you're doing spot trading, what you want to do mostly is to trade when the trend is bullish. So, and that's basically what we're doing. Okay, so Coca, say, can you explain the RSI path again? All right, so basically, if you want to get an RSI on your chart, in case you don't have it, just come here. You click on the indicators. There's a search box here. And you type RSI. This is the one that you need right here. Stochastic RSI. That's the exact one that you need. And once you click on it, it shows up here. And so basically, the RSI is an indicator, a very key indicator that sort of tells you when to sell and when to buy, when to get into a token and when to exit that token. So that's what an RSI indicator tells you. It's very important. It's very simple and easy to understand. So what it does is the RSI always go up and down. It goes up and down. It goes up and down. When the RSI goes up, that means the token price action is going up like this, like that, like that. Okay, like that. That's what happens when the RSI goes up. When the RSI comes down, basically what you get is a price of a token falling like this, like this and like this. This is exactly what happens when the RSI is starting to go down. The RSI is in between the maximum of 100. Okay, so let me just expand this. Between the maximum of 100 and the lowest of 0, really, 0. Okay, so the RSI moves in between the number 0 to 100. When it's at 0, mark of 0, when the RSI is at 0, it means the token is at the lowest, it's at the bottom, okay, of that time frame trade. Okay, so and immediately, usually when the RSI reaches the bottom, the next thing it does is to reverse and start to go up again. So every time the RSI goes down, it will go up. Every time it goes up, it must come down. And that's the reality of RSI. The RSI goes up and down, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And it continues to move like that, okay? And the movement is very important for you as a trader because you know that once an RSI movement is an indicator of price movement. The RSI indicator is an indication of price movement. When RSI is coming down, the price of a token is coming down. When RSI is going up, the price of a token is going up. Okay. And so for you, another thing that RSI tells you is that when an RSI is at the top here, when an RSI is at the top here, for example, this it means the token has been overbought. So in case you've heard the term overbought, overbought is means that so many people. It means uh okay. So no my bad. Now when an RSI is at the top here, it means that token has been oversold. That's what it means. It's been oversold. It's been oversold. And when a token is oversold, the next thing it does is it has to come down. The token price action will fall. And when the RSI is at the bottom here, it means that token has been overbought. And when a token is overbought, the next thing that basically happens is it needs to start to go up. Um, I don't know, is that clear enough? Okay, is that clear? Are you there? Is that understandable? Okay, if you understand that, Coca, just say yes. Okay, so that's number two, and basically I move to number three. And so the third thing that you basically need to be able to EMAs, the EMAs, and just a minute. I'm going to show you what the EMAs are. These are the hold on. Okay, so these are the EMAs. When you look at this, these lines right here, this lines right here, this line right here, these are the EMAs. This line right here, this line right here, that's an EMA. This right here, that's an EMA. This right, this right here, that's an EMA. And what do we call EMA? EMA is also another type of indicator, and you EMA, you get it right here. So here is what EMA. EMA is basically a moving average exponential. That's what we call EMA, exponential moving average. Okay, exponential exponential moving average. Exponential moving average. That's EMA. That's EMA. So this is exactly what you're looking for. If you type EMA there, either you type EMA average, you can type moving average, and this is what you're looking for here. Moving average exponential right there. Right. When you click on that indicator, so what this line does basically is it sort of tell you. So usually, what the price action usually does, the price action of any token, what they usually do is that any of the EMAs, they usually sort of touch the EMAs at different point in time, at random times. The price action of a token will always touch the EMAs. And basically, what I use four EMAs. As you can see, there are four lines there. I use the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 EMAs. The EMAs basically allow you. You can set. You can set your specific colors for your EMAs, and you can also set the number, or kind of like the value for your EMAs. Use the 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMAs to be able to for my trading. So basically, what that does is, if you click here, you can see you type you click on settings, you click on visibility, so you can see your ticks, you can see the seconds, the minutes, sort of like tells you how much minutes each of these EMAs are basically ticking, right? So I sort of have it for all the time frames, 1 second, minute, on time frames, and also ranges time frames. So this makes my EMAs visible in all my time frames for my trade, basically. All right, so that's very important. And the next important thing basically is for you to be able to set your colors, really. You can sort of choose the different colors for them, and that makes it easier for you to be able to identify um, you know, the different EMAs, really. Okay. And one very important thing is that you can have settings right here. You can add alerts, that tells you when any of the EMAs has been hit. You can hide it. You can set the source code of the EMA. Okay. But in your case, I'm not sure what it's going to look like in your case, right? But in your case, you might have the different EMAs showing up on different cases. So if that's the case for you, and that you are able to set the length for your EMA here. So basically, that's it. It's usually in the length part. That's where you see the setting for your EMAs. Okay, you can see. So for example, this one is a single EMA, where I can basically determine whatever number or whatever length of the moving average that I want to see. So in this case, this is 25. But then the most important moving averages are the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200. Okay, so how do I use this? Basically, how I use this is, for example, when you look at this part of the BNB charts, when the price of BNB was it's when it was coming down from here, when the price was coming down from here, the moment it touches or hits the 200 EMA, it started to bounce. So there was a bullish reversal, the price reversal, and then it started to go up. Okay. And so for me, what I do is basically I tend to compare my EMA and the RSI at the same time. Whenever there is of more than one indicator, a good sign to buy. That's all time to buy a token. Okay, when there is a collision or when alignment of one indicator and another indicator. So in this case, for example, when the price of BNB was falling, it touched the EMA 200, and at the same time, the RSI was at the okay. And so basically, for me, that's exactly two indicators that are telling me the same story. And so in this case, in this scenario, I would practically buy, all right? Because one indicator can go wrong, but two indicators can never go wrong. Two or more indicators can go wrong, but two or more indicators can never go wrong. Okay, so you need to remember that. And the token is not touching any EMA. In that case, you just have to be careful and cautious and monitor the market just in case the price starts to fall, so you can practically set your stop loss and then and get But anytime you have an alignment like this, that can never go wrong. Okay. All right. And so in this case, for example, you need to be able to determine what is the next EMA that the price action not hit. So a lot of times the token will fall, hit one EMA and bounce, then it can go up from time and touch another EMA. But one thing is very important that you need to understand, and that's the fact that the price action of any token will always touch and bounce off each of the EMAs at different times. Now, if the price action of this token touched EMA 20 and bounced, so let me just look for an example. Let's say here, for example, so here, for example, the price, here, for example, it came here, touched and bounced 50 EMA. And then from this point, it started to go up. And then the moment when it went up and then come down, the next EMA it came to touch is basically the 100 EMA. And so when it touched the 100 EMA, what happened again? It went up. The token price or the price action reversed, bounced, and then it went up. And the next thing that happened is the next time it was going to come down. At another time, it came down and touched the 200 EMA. Of course, in this case, unfortunately, it didn't bounce off the 200 EMA. Well, it bounced a bit. It bounced maybe up to this level here, and then from here it started to go down and went straight down. So that will usually happen in cases where maybe there was a big drop. It could have been a big drop according to maybe due to BTC. You know, the way that anytime there is a slight bearish fall or bearish price action on BTC, the other tokens they tend to fall hard. You know, so that could have been the case in this. But you need to. That's how to use the moving averages. But for starters, okay, you can stick to two major things for starters while you get used to the EMAs. But again, remember the most important EMAs are the 20, the 50, the 100, and the 200 EMAs. EMA levels that you need to always use alongside your RSI and your trend. So I have a particular customized indicator that gave me the entire EMAs at the go in one package. In your case, you might not have that. You might have each of the EMAs separately. Okay, so but then you can always change the values. All right, you can always under input, you can always change the values to 20 or 50 or 100. Okay, just so that you can be able to use that. You can have more than one EMAs if if the free version allows you. If the free version does not allow you, possibly can have maximum of. I think you can then use that to set maybe 20 and 50, and then you can always change them at different times. All right. Okay, so it is what it is, really. So that's it. So those are the three major things that that can enable you to get trading as quick as possible. First is the trend. Second is the RSI, and third is the moving averages, the exponential moving averages. These are very important, simple to use, and straightforward indicators that can allow you to know when to buy and when to sell. All right. Sometimes the two indicators most times might not align or might not give you at the same time. Sometimes it might shy, The RSI could be at the bottom already, and then you'll be like, okay, I think this is time to buy. And maybe the moving averages has not exactly looked perfect, So in that case, just be cautious. You just have to move carefully. But most times, when you have two indicators earlier, that's a perfect buy. It's a perfect buy. So it is what it is, really. Um, if you have any questions, do you understand? If you don't understand, if you have any question, type in the chat box and let me sort of look into. So like I said, for starters, you can start with the RSI. Okay, the RSI is sort of simple to use. When the RSI is at the top, it's at the bottom, all right? It's at the low. When the RSI is high, okay, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. When RSI is at the top, don't buy. You only sell when the RSI is up here. You only sell, you sell. You only sell when the RSI is up here. That's basically what you do. You sell. You don't buy. You don't buy when the RSI is. You don't. You sell, but you buy when the RSI is at the bottom. That's when you buy. Right here. That's where you buy. When the RSI is at, you buy. When it's at the bottom, you buy. Okay, so that's what it is. Any other question? Just type in the chat group, and again, just a cap to identify. The first thing you do when you open your charts is to identify what the trend is. That is very important. That's the first thing you do. You need to identify what the trend is. Is the trend bullish or the trend is bearish? If the trend is generally bullish for a spot trader, that's perfect. For a leverage trader, whether the trend is bearish or bullish, because what you're selling and buying is perpetual contracts. So either a perpetual contract trader, a leverage trader, you can the perfect time for you to trader is when the trend is generally bullish. The trend is generally bullish. That's when it's perfect for a spot trader to trade. Okay, so you draw your trend line. You use this is the indicator that will be able to identify whether it's a bullish trend or a trend. Okay, and lastly, basically, is the moving averages. The moving averages is very important. The key levels of the key moving average levels are 20, 50, 100, and 200. Those are the key EMAs. Those are the key EMAs, the major EMAs: 20, 50, 100, and 200. All right. So it might take some time getting used to. I was talking about the EMAs. That might take some time getting used to. But the RSI, I think that can get you quickly started as quick as possible. All right. Both trend and an RSI can get you started as quick as possible. But the EMAs, that might take a while for you to get used to be able to understand them. But like I said, most time when the trend, when the token is moving, the price action of the token will always come back to touch each of the EMAs. It touched the 21st. It might go up from there. The next time it comes down, look out for it. It might go on to touch the 50 next and bounce from there. And next time it comes down, you need to be able to understand and be careful because it's going to come down at some point again to touch the EMA 100. And then if it bounces from there, perfect. You also know while it bounced, you also need to look out because near or future, whether sooner or later, is going to come down back and touch the 200 EMA. No matter how much the price action of a token, it will always come down back down to touch each of the EMAs at different times. So you need to always be on your toes. You need to always be on the lookout for any of the EMAs, just in case you're using all the EMAs at the same time. And another thing I'm just going to show you right quick before you go is on TradingView, there are people who made who customized indicators. Okay, so for example, I showed you my indicator that I'm using, my EMA. My type of EMA is not kind of like it's not the normal one. Basically, it's the one that's been customized, and so I got it off the TradingView, kind of like the customized EMA type. So I'll show you how to get customized EMAs basically. But you can always search in the same place anyways. Just same indicators search box. You click on indicators here, you come to the search box. You will see under community, for example, you'll be able to see all kinds of indicators. You can see top ones, you can see the trending types of indicators. These are indicators that has been customized or that has been created by people, maybe using, there are people who sort of create customized indicators on TradingView using scripts to create specific indicators. And so you will see them here. For example, you see under technicals, you see indicators, and you'll see many of them. You'll see different ones, several kinds of indicators, basically. So, for example, let's say I type EMA. So the specific one that I'm using, this is it right here. I'm using the EMA plus RSI pump and drop swing sniper by MMOIWGG. So this was the creator of this particular indicator that I am using. It's a customized indicator. It gives me both EMAs and gives me RSI indicator at the same time. All right. So and this is another one right here. This is also active on my charts. You can see right here under community. This is it right here. EMA 20, 50, 100, and 20 at the same time. It was created by Dr. Sweets, and this tells you the number of people that have that are currently using this indicator or that have used the indicator. So you can see it down there. All right, 20, 50, 100, and 200 EMA. So I have this, and I also have this. This one right here is the one here. This is it right here. This is the one here. This is it right here. The other one that tells me swinger is currently being typed out. It's not active, So because sometimes I tend to limit the number of stuff that I have, the number of indicators that I have. The simpler the indicators, the better. Most time when you have too many indicators, it becomes you might really start to get confused as a trader, and you wouldn't really know exactly what you're doing. So most times, the simple things are the most powerful things, really. That's what I have learned in terms of trading. So that's why when you see most times in calling my trading signals, in calling any of my signals, basically. Sometimes I just use to know when to enter and when to exit. Really. So that's it, really. I think we've had quite a run tonight. So we try again next weekend. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, just so the algorithm can help us, distribute or expose the channel more. And see you on the next one. If there are any questions, please type in the chat. If there are no questions, then we'll end the stream in the next 5 minutes. Thank you guys for joining. This is just the first of many, many, many live charting to come. Okay.